What if I told you that how you spend your first 60 minutes after waking up determines how mentally powerful, emotionally bulletproof, and spiritually unshakable you become? Not in a year, not in a decade, but starting tomorrow morning. This isn't about motivation. It's not about productivity hacks or waking up at 5 a.m. for no reason. This is war, a war between the person you are and the person you must become. And to win that war, you must start your day like a Stoic warrior, with precision, presence, and power. Welcome to Modern Stoicism, the channel where we don't just talk philosophy, we weaponize it. If you want to forge an unbreakable mind, live above emotion, and master your inner world in a chaotic outer one, subscribe right now and turn on that bell so you never miss a mental upgrade. Now, let's dive into the 6 Stoic morning habits that will transform your mind and your life, using timeless wisdom and psychological firepower. Section 1. Wake with Will, the Stoic art of voluntary discomfort. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. But only if your mind is untrained. Let me ask you something. Do you command your body, or does your body command you? Every single morning, the average person reaches for comfort before they reach for courage. They grab their phone, scroll aimlessly, sip coffee half awake. They snooze their alarm like they're snoozing their own potential, and before the day even starts, they've already lost. But not you, not anymore. Because the Stoic doesn't wait for life to test him. He tests himself first. Before the world throws chaos at you, you manufacture your own storm. This is the essence of voluntary discomfort, a core Stoic principle used by Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca to sharpen the mind and dominate the self. Here's your new rule: comfort is earned, not indulged. The moment you wake up, your first instinct will be weakness, to stay in bed, to chase warmth, to avoid friction. But that moment is your first battlefield, and you must win it ruthlessly. Tactical habits to build mental fortitude. Cold showers. Not because it's trendy, because it's war on your nervous system. When you step into that cold, your body screams. But you don't flinch. You train your brain to obey you, not your impulses. Delay dopamine. Don't touch your phone for 60 minutes. Reclaim your attention. This is your time, not the algorithms. Let the world wait. You're building mental sovereignty. Fasted movement. Whether it's walking, stretching, or 25 push-ups on cold tile, you move before you consume. Why? Because the ancient Stoics believed in mastering the body to master the soul. This is how you forge inner control, by choosing hardship before it chooses you. And here's the dark psychology behind it. When you deliberately inflict minor stress on yourself each morning, your brain becomes desensitized to chaos. You shrink fear, you rewire avoidance behavior, you eliminate hesitation, and ignite action. That's not just mindset, that's neurological conditioning. And over time, you no longer need comfort. You become dangerous without it. If this is speaking to you, comment below. I choose strength before comfort. I want every modern Stoic watching this to light up the comments like a digital battleground. And if you haven't already, like this video to show you're one of the few who refuse to live like the rest. When you wake with will, you send a message to your subconscious. I am in control, not my fear, not my fatigue, not my feelings. And that message echoes all day long. Let's move deeper. In the next section, we'll talk about a Stoic technique that uses visualizing loss and darkness to create unshakable gratitude, presence, and perspective. ready for the next level. Section 2. Command the mind. Negative visualization and controlled exposure. He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand. Seneca. Let's get brutally honest. Most people walk through life like fragile glass, shattered by inconvenience, overwhelmed by emotion, and addicted to comfort. But a modern Stoic, he builds a mind that bends reality before it breaks under it. The tool? 2 words. Negative visualization. Sounds dark. It is. But the Stoics used it as a mental weapon, not to become pessimists, but to become invincible. What is negative visualization? It's the deliberate act of imagining loss, chaos, or death, so that when life delivers pain, you're already prepared. Your psyche has already rehearsed the scenario. Your enemy throws a punch, and you've already dodged it in your mind 1,000 times. Seneca wrote, "Rehearse in your mind exile, torture, war, shipwreck." Why? Because when you face the worst-case scenario mentally every morning, you do 2 things. You eliminate surprise, your most dangerous psychological enemy. You cultivate radical presence and gratitude for what you still have. Try this tomorrow morning, before touching your phone, before eating or speaking or scrolling. Sit in silence for 5 minutes and picture it. Waking up with no home, losing your family, your business collapsing, getting that call that changes your life forever, your own death, tonight. Yes, it's dark, but here's where the psychology flips. Your brain can't tell the difference between real and vividly imagined. So when you visualize the fall, and then open your eyes to realize you're still here, still alive, still breathing, you feel powerful. Not because everything's okay, but because you're okay, even when it's not. This is what I call controlled exposure therapy for the soul. And the science backs it. Psychologists use exposure therapy to desensitize fear responses in patients. The Stoics did it 2,000 years ago, alone in silence. Every morning you train your mind to say, even if I lose it all, I will still remain. That's not just resilience. That's psychological dominance. If this hits home, drop a comment right now. I bend, I do not break. Let the world scroll for pleasure. We train for power. And don't forget, like this video if you're ready to command your mind before the world commands it for you. And remember, this isn't about obsessing over pain. It's about becoming so mentally anti-fragile that nothing the day throws at you can shake your center. While everyone else is visualizing success, the modern Stoic visualizes loss. So when success comes, it's a bonus. And when failure comes, it's fuel. In the next section, we're going deeper into the daily journaling habit that Marcus Aurelius used to defeat fear, ego, and distraction. You won't want to miss this one. Section 3. Journaling like Marcus Aurelius. Cognitive warfare on paper. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Let me tell you something most people never figure out. Your mind is a battlefield. And if you're not writing your thoughts down, then your thoughts are writing you. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful emperors in history, wrote in secret, not for likes, not for followers, but for clarity, for sanity, for strength. His journal, Meditations, wasn't a book, it was a weapon. Every single morning, before the politics, before the war councils, he went to war with himself, on the page. And that's what you need to start doing. Not just journaling, but cognitive warfare on paper. Here's why it works, and why it's deadly effective. 1. You strip the lies out of your mind. Your thoughts lie to you. They exaggerate, distort, catastrophize, but when you write them down in ink, you reveal their weakness. A fear that feels massive in your mind looks laughably small when you drag it into daylight. Try this. Write down the one thought that's been haunting you. Then question it like a ruthless interrogator. Is this true? What evidence do I have? What would a Stoic do about this? That's not journaling. That's interrogation. 2. You install a Stoic operating system. Most people start their day with emotional chaos. You're building a philosophical firewall. Use these 3 daily prompts, inspired by Marcus and Epictetus. What am I likely to face today that will challenge me? People, events, emotions. Anticipate them. What virtues will I practice in response? Patience, courage, discipline. Choose your armor. What did I do yesterday that lacked virtue? What can I correct? This is self-auditing, a Stoic tradition. You're not just writing, you're preparing your psyche for war with the outer world and the inner one. 3. You extract the shadow. Here's where dark psychology comes in. Journaling isn't just about tracking gratitude or setting goals. It's about confronting the dark side of yourself, the envy, the anger, the ego. Jung called it shadow integration. The Stoics called it self-examination. If you don't write down the darkest parts of your mind, they control you from the shadows. Every morning ask, what darkness in me do I need to confront today? Own it, or it will own you. Comment below, I write my war plan. That's the level of commitment I want to see from the modern Stoicism tribe. And if this method unlocks something for you, like the video to let others know this is how real transformation starts, with truth on paper. The world tells you to journal for peace, but peace is the byproduct of inner order, and order begins with daily introspection. This is how you reclaim your mind, one page at a time. Coming up next, we go deeper into emotional detachment and how to build a mental force field before 8 a.m. Ready to armor up? Section 4. Detachment Ritual. How to emotionally armor yourself before 8 a.m. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Marcus Aurelius. Before 8 a.m., most people are already owned by their emotions. They've reacted to headlines, notifications, and other people's opinions before they've even looked in the mirror. But a modern Stoic doesn't react. He observes, he detaches, he reclaims control. This is where the morning detachment ritual comes in. Think of it as putting on mental armor before stepping into a world designed to attack your peace. Step 1. I am not my thoughts. You wake up and a negative thought slithers in. I'm tired. I'm behind. I'm not good enough. Pause. That voice isn't you. It's a program built by fear, trauma, comparison, and conditioning. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius literally wrote, "These are just impressions, not truths." Every morning, take 2 minutes to repeat this phrase like a mantra. I am not my thoughts. I am the observer of my thoughts. It's simple, it's surgical, and over time, it breaks the emotional spell your thoughts have over you. Step 2. Preemptive emotional control. Epictetus said, when something happens, the only thing in your power is your response. So before the world hits you with insults, bad news, or anxiety, you train your response in advance. Close your eyes. Picture someone irritating you today. Now visualize your response. Calm, collected, unfazed. Rehearse it like an actor rehearsing a role, because when the moment comes, you've already won. This is controlled rehearsal, used in elite combat training and modern CBT therapy. The Stoics invented it first. Step 3. Emotional severance from outcome. Let's go deeper. Most people are emotionally tied to what they can't control, the praise they hope to get, the fear of rejection, the results of their efforts. A Stoic, he severs that cord before the day begins. Take 60 seconds to say out loud, "Today, I will act with excellence, but I release the outcome." This single shift removes 90% of emotional suffering. You're no longer negotiating with life. You're dominating your role in it, regardless of what comes back. This is how you walk into the day already armed, with mental separation from impulse, with emotional rehearsal for chaos, with outcome detachment that makes you impossible to manipulate. If you're with me, drop a comment below. I control my response. Let's flood the feed with that line and show the world what it means to be mentally untouchable. And hit that like button if this section is giving you tools, not just quotes. Every day, the world will try to bait you into anger, fear, and distraction. But your armor is ready before the battle begins. In the next section, we go into something that most people overlook completely: silence. But not just any silence. Strategic, tactical, dominant. Let's talk about why silence is sovereignty. Section 5. Silence is sovereignty. Dominate the day with strategic stillness. Let silence be your general rule, or say only what is necessary and in few words. Epictetus. Noise is the weapon of the modern world. Every second you're being bombarded. Notifications, chatter, updates, opinions. The average person is addicted to noise not because they need it, but because they fear being alone with their own thoughts. But the Stoic? He doesn't run from silence. He weaponizes it. Silence is not passive, it's strategic. Marcus Aurelius began each day alone, in silence, before commanding legions, facing betrayal, and ruling an empire. Why? Because silence gives you something no app, no book, no conversation can: inner positioning. When you begin your day with silence, even for 5 minutes, you do something most people never will. You position your mind above the chaos instead of inside it. This silence is not for relaxation, it's for domination. The tactical silence ritual. Here's your morning protocol. No talking, no media, no music. First 10 to 20 minutes. Complete sensory control. Sit, walk, or breathe in silence. No input, just pure observation of the mind's terrain. Listen to your inner noise. What comes up? Fear? Restlessness? Good. That's the shadow surfacing. You can't kill what you won't face. Don't react, just witness. Most people resist the noise inside. You sit with it like a king among madness. Silence strips away your false self. It reveals the ego's tantrums. It makes you dangerous because you're no longer manipulated by mental chatter. Dark psychology. Silence as power. Understand this. The one who speaks least in the room often holds the most control. Silence creates psychological discomfort in others, which makes them reveal more than they should. In conflict, silence causes confusion. People scramble to fill it. You stay still and watch. That's not passivity, that's power, and it starts in your morning ritual. Comment below, silence is my strength. If you've felt the noise in your own life draining your mind, take it back, own the silence. And make sure to like this video, because this isn't just theory. This is psychological warfare, and you're winning it. Stoic insight. Epictetus didn't just recommend silence, he commanded it. He believed every unnecessary word wasted energy and exposed weakness. So when you begin your day in silence, you're not just practicing stillness. You're gathering control. You're becoming the eye of the storm, calm while the world spins violently around you. Next, we go even deeper into the most feared and most liberating Stoic practice of all, memento mori. The daily reminder of death, not to scare you, but to ignite the only thing worth living with, urgency. Are you ready to face the truth? Section 6. Memento mori mornings, facing death to ignite real life. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius. Let's end this series with the most dangerous and the most liberating Stoic principle ever taught. 2 words. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. Not tomorrow. Not when you're old. Today. This morning. Now, most people avoid this thought. They flinch from it. They act like death is some far-off concept, some academic theory buried in time. But for the Stoic warrior, death is not the enemy. Death is the awakening. Death as a tool, not a threat. Let's flip the perspective. Death doesn't take from you. It clarifies you. It burns away the unnecessary. It kills procrastination. It silences the trivial. It forces honesty into your life. Ask yourself, if I knew I would die at midnight, would I still argue with that person online? Would I still chase validation from people I don't respect? Would I waste the first hours of my day numbing out on my phone? Of course not. You would move differently. You would speak with weight. You would act like your time was sacred. And that's what memento mori does. It transforms urgency into a daily weapon. The memento mori morning ritual. To unlock this power, you have to go beyond thinking about death intellectually. You have to face it emotionally. Every morning before you begin your day, do this. Step 1. Say it out loud. Look in the mirror and whisper these exact words. Today could be my last day alive. I don't get this moment back. How will I use it? Repeat it 3 times. Let it sink in. Let it get under your skin. You're not being dramatic. You're being accurate. Step 2. Visualize your death. Close your eyes. Picture the end of your life. Not a cinematic fantasy. The real thing, you on your final day. Your last breath. The people who show up at your funeral. The life story they tell when you're gone. Did you love with intensity? Did you act with courage? Or did you coast? That image will either break you or ignite you. Let it ignite you. Step 3. Align your day with your legacy. Write down this question. What would I do today if I knew I had no tomorrow? Then do it. Say what needs to be said. Cut off what drains you. Begin what you've been delaying. When you live like that every morning, you stop fearing death, because you've already faced it. And that's when you truly begin to live. The dark psychology of death. Here's the real secret. The modern world has made you soft. They hide death behind hospital curtains, behind endless distractions, behind plastic comfort. But when you strip that illusion away, when you look death in the eye every morning, you become dangerous. You stop playing games. You stop wasting time. You stop asking for permission to live fully. Death becomes your coach, not your captor. Drop a comment right now. I live like it's my last sunrise. If you're ready to stop living on autopilot, make that your battle cry below. And if this message has lit something inside you, like the video, subscribe, and turn notifications on. This is modern Stoicism, and we don't fear death. We train with it. Final word. Memento mori isn't about morbidity. It's about meaning. It's about becoming so aligned with your values, so brutally honest about your time, that every sunrise becomes a command, not a suggestion. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, don't reach for your phone. Reach for your mortality. Then go out and live like you're already on borrowed time, because you are. Final closing. Modern Stoicism sign-off. You've just been given 6 weapons to transform your mornings. And if used with discipline, these habits will do more than change your routine. They will reconstruct your mind, your soul, and your life. From inner stillness to emotional armor, to facing death before breakfast, you now walk a different path. Not the path of comfort, not the path of the crowd, but the path of the modern Stoic. Rooted in ancient truth, sharpened by psychological power, and forged in the fire of action. This is not just about being calm, it's about being unshakable. Not just about thinking deeply, but living deliberately. So if this series has awakened something in you, comment below one more time. I live like it's my last sunrise. Let that phrase stamp itself onto your mind, your habits, and your legacy. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to wake up. And most importantly, subscribe to Modern Stoicism and hit that notification bell so you never miss another mental weapon like this. This is only the beginning. The world is chaotic. Your mind doesn't have to be. Stay disciplined, stay grounded, stay dangerous. This is modern Stoicism, and now it's your move.